Welcome, everybody, to Surviving Rocklahoma. I am your host with the Locks That Rocks, and this is the official podcast of Rocklahoma, Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am joined by a rebel, an outlaw, somebody that knows exactly what we are all about here at Rocklahoma, Austin Mead. What is up, buddy?
Surviving.
Surviving?
Yeah.
Just barely?
You know, it's been a couple days. Yeah, we've been in the studio and on tour, so gonna party on tonight and then maybe sleep a couple hours. So
Maybe.
maybe.
How's the Texas boy handling Oklahoma?
I love it. Yeah, I'm glad to be close to home. We've been a little closer these last couple months, which has been great. Definitely know the scenery around here a little more than I do New York.
I
So,
bet.
yeah.
Do you have a preference versus like playing over here in like the heartland versus like the big cities and like, you know, on the coast?
I mean, it depends who we're with. I've had some really awesome experiences going out on tours with bigger bands and some legends like out on the coast. It's cool. For me, it just depends on like the routing. Like if every day we have to drive 10 hours, it is a pretty big strain, you know. But I love the South. That's my shit, you know. So I'm born and raised in Texas, and I've just recently started over the last, I guess, 10 years exploring the country. So
Right. And how's that like? So I understand you come from a bit of a conservative background. And
Yeah.
How is that like spreading your wings, getting out and just flying free?
it's fun. It's you meet so many people with this kind of a job that come from different places and different points of view. I feel like you have no choice to start to like understand people, which is nice, you know, like, and really give people the time of day, I guess, type of thing. So it's been very interesting. There are definitely some towns that freak me out, you know, but it is wild to see how different one town from another could be, even if it's only 3 hours apart, which is really not that much time, you know. I'm a Southern boy, but I think there's a lot of people that want us to bring what we do up to them, you know, East Coast, West Coast, up in the North. So surprisingly, though, there are some hidden gems that remind me a lot of the South. We went to Buffalo, New York a couple weeks ago, and it was like a bunch of country boys.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, this is way different than the other side of the state. It's kind of crazy.
So do you feel that, you know, the southern, you know, we have that that southern drawl in our soul, that rebellious. Do you feel it difficult fitting into a genre? Because, you know, rock is rock, but, you know, there's always that outlaw country and that red dirt that's also prevalent through here. So.
I think in our particular scene and situation, I feel like it's a very positive thing for me because we have heavy guitars and, you know, we can fit in with metal bands and on metal bills, but when I sing, I can sing over, you know, acoustic guitars or stuff in drop C, you know, which is just really low tunings and stuff. Yeah. So I think it's a great advantage rather than a disadvantage. You know, I also think maybe it adds a little bit of personality and just Southern flair, I guess.
Absolutely. So I see you've got a lot of different influences and such that you've listed in a short bio here that as I was doing my research, because I saw you on the lineup, and as somebody who's from the South, I mean, northeastern Oklahoma, I love it, man. And so I've been educating myself. And now you've got some really interesting influences, anywhere from like Black Sabbath to, can you tell me like, what got you into music? Like, all right, screw it. This is a career for me. This is the direction I want to go.
My dad has always been a really big like live music fan, and so going to shows with him is what got me, I guess, addicted to music to begin with, and really the songwriters are what made me want to do it for a living. Not necessarily feeling like I had something better to say than anybody else, but feeling like I could connect with somebody on a level through a song. Maybe it's just me trying to vent to myself at times, you know, but there's some type of amazing feeling whenever you're in a room with other fans of an artist and you're all singing the same song and feeling feeling those lyrics, whatever that means to you, but
Right.
you might not have met that person ever before in your life, but there's some type of a friendship or connection just through the music, and I think that's why we're all here, you know.
I like that. So you haven't played yet today, have you?
No, we're going in, I think, an hour or two,
I
something
was
like
going
that.
to say, you've got a tight schedule this week. Can you tell me a little bit about what we're going to expect to see from you today?
A lot of guitars, a lot of loud guitars. Our drummer is really crushing right now. Man, I let people interpret our show however they want it to. I just want them to be present, you know. And there's a lot of people, since we're in Oklahoma, that have probably heard our music at this particular festival, which is great. And hopefully we can outdo the record. Like whatever they think they have in their heads, I want to kind of blow that expectation out of the water. And
Yeah.
for the folks that haven't heard us, I just like for them to kind of be interested, get in a daze. Like if I can do my job to get you paying attention, then I feel like I'm doing something right. Because there's a lot of things going on at this festival, you know.
So what's next for you?
Sleep at some point.
That's
And
overrated.
Yeah. Really just continuing to make an album that we're finishing up. Trying to write the best songs we can, and we're always on the road, so I'm just always trying to tour. But I've really been, I feel like I've been on a hot streak of songwriting of stuff that I like lately, so I'm excited to get that out to people and just see if I'm crazy and it's terrible or if it's as good as I believe in, you know.
I dig it, man. I dig it, man. Well, I tell you what, you have got some work to do here in a little bit, and this crowd is ready to rock out and get some of that Texas sound from you and that rebellious flair that you're known for.
Yeah.
If you could, before I wrap up any interview, I like to give my guests an opportunity to directly speak to their fans, acknowledge the folks who's going to be watching them. If you could, just look at the camera right here.
Over there.
And just acknowledge your fans. Austin, the mic is yours.
Yeah, just anybody that spent the time to come out here, I appreciate the time and effort. I know that we're in a busy world. Everybody's always busy with something, and I just appreciate anybody that takes the time out of their day to show up and see what we do and digest it and share it with their friends. That's really the only way that we are able to continue what we do, and I hope that there's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel, whether it be a serious song, a dark song, or a happy one that can guide somebody into a better time.
Very much. I love that, man. So with that being said, Austin, thank you so much. It is an honor to sit down with you. For Austin, I am Adam Richmond, the host with the Locks That Rocks. This is your official podcast of Rocklahoma. And until next time, rock on.